In fact, I was one of only 12 people inside the socially distanced courtroom. It normally holds about 70. It was remarkable. It was unprecedented. It was unlike anything I've ever covered. Britney Spears' soft voice coming out of a small speaker in front of the judge's bench. She was on the telephone, Alex and Christine. A dozen lawyers appeared via video conferencing, a monitor on the side of the courtroom. Her father, her enemy, someone she wants to sue, also listening on the phone. He didn't speak. And emotionally, Britney Spears pleading with the judge essentially for her to get her life back. Sharing incredibly private details. Let me show you some exact quotes from 23 minutes of Britney speaking on the telephone to an open courtroom. The people who did this to me, referring to the conservatorship, which dates back 13 years, should not be able to walk away so easily. I lied and told the world I was happy. It was a lie. I'm in denial. I'm in shock. I've been traumatized. I'm angry. I'm depressed. I cry every day. And then she said, I want to get married and have a baby. I was told by my conservatorship I can't get married and have a baby. She, of course, has 2 sons from her previous marriage. I have an IUD inside me. I don't want that. They told me I have to keep the IUD inside because they, referring to her father and the others appointed by the court to govern her finances, her personal life, her emotional well-being, they don't want her to have a baby. Now, this conservatorship literally controls everything that she does, from the time she has therapy to the type of medication she's given, which she said was lithium at one point, 6 different doses that made her feel drunk, to who she can socialize with, to when she can work. So what happens next is that the judge is likely going to set a hearing because she has to have a formal motion by Britney Spears' court-appointed attorney to end this conservatorship. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Again, she spoke for 23 minutes, Ella Gerstein, so fast that the judge had to interrupt her twice and ask her to please slow down so the court reporter could transcribe it accurately. The whole thing was over in about 90 minutes here in LA Superior Court in downtown Los Angeles. It was very quiet inside the courtroom. Quite a contrast to all of our fans outside, many of whom are still here. We all know about the Free Britney movement. Christina Gonzalez has been talking with them all day. Christina.
Yes, Phil, and you know, they were from all over. They came from New York, from Boston, from all over the country as they have been following this saga. Let's show you the video of what it looked like outside with all the fans, because seriously, it was quite the scene mixing with media outside of that courthouse. Now, eventually they ended up huddling together to share cell phones that had managed to get into the audio feed of the court proceedings. An audio feed, by the way, that was completely overwhelmed. Many of us in the journalists were not able to get in. Keep in mind, this was the first time they had heard directly from Britney Spears, not from attorneys or through court records, even if only her voice. You know, and keep in mind the backdrop of this Free Britney movement is a documentary that in their minds has now been validated by her own words, even if there were those feed problems. Listen.
She wants it to be a public court hearing, and they clearly didn't have the bandwidth to support everyone who wanted to hear in, which is kind of embarrassing for the courts, but that's okay.
So what are you guys doing, sharing the one phone and everybody's kind of listening together?
Right, exactly. And she wants to speak out on the injustice that's going on, and she should be heard.
That she wants to sue her family, and she wants the people who were in charge of this to not get away with it easily. And that made me tear up.
Now that she finally said, I don't like this, I don't like that, you know, it's a confirmation for us. Like, you know, we knew and we were right.
Tell me what you heard her say and what you think.
You know, she was forced to get an IUD. That is disturbing. That's disgusting. She's a woman in charge of her own body. It's inhumane.
13 years she's been living, quite frankly, in an incarcerated position. And we are here to say no more.
Now, there is some disappointment that the conservatorship by her dad, it was not ended today. At the same time, though, they feel validated. They really do. And they plan to be at the next hearing, whenever that may be. Live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Christina Gonzalez. Back to you guys in the studio.